Hey guys, it's Tarkin coming at you with another game of hardcore Minecraft. Garuda flaps his arms excitedly, and who can blame him? It's a beautiful day. The ghasts are flying, the clouds are overhead, and the world is full of potential. We're gonna go realize some of that potential now, by changing the world. We're gonna do a little bit of terraformation, such as it is, and we're gonna try to make sure it goes well. I haven't done a warped forest before, but in concept, I think I can just take this stuff and make it happen. We've got a bunch of warped nylium, which is really all we need. And we're gonna just like grab some vines and roots and such to throw onto it as well. Crimson fungus. Oh, we can do a little bit of red. At the very least, we'll bring a box out there. Super Dean, you say your profile picture is the Garuda picture you made? Well, let me go where I can see it bigger. What a lovely picture. Good stuff. He's looking right there out of the side of his eye at you. Good old Garuda. Hello, Evan. Good times. So, do we need anything else before we go? No, I don't think so. I think this should do it. Glowstone's good for, like, the internals of the trees, but the shroom light's better, yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and get to it. The green said seeds, nice. Evan, you said you'd beat ultraviolence this morning? Awesome, awesome. Going for skeleton shenanigans, nice you say. Super Dean, cool. That's a good thing to do. I tried out a little bit of that level, but you know, it was outside of my weight class. Alright, so we have only 3 rockets. We're just gonna go grab some paper. Impossible sight reading. Well, you know, that's Geometry Dash in a nutshell, right? Man, the Minecraft music's good. I need to try to beat the game one of these days. I think it'd be funny to try to do a speed run again. A speed run. My last one, it took me like 2 hours till I died. It was probably full of hilarity. But you know, if I ever want to beat the game not in hardcore, all I have to do is start trying. Alright, that's plenty of paper, and then we're just gonna fly off to where we want to work. And then when night falls, we'll fight some creepers and get what we need. But first, we'll go ahead and give Hank the cow dog a pork chop. Do we need to mend? Yeah, a little bit. We'll just... I don't understand why. Oh, because we didn't have the inventory space. Now I understand why. Anyway, the electric's all better now. And we're going to put the emeralds in that box, because that's what's hot on the streets. Everyone's just putting their emeralds in random boxes. And you can too. Alright, let's go over to the council grounds, get a little bit of land clearing. Super Dean, if you make a video and you leave the game music on, will it be copyrighted? It depends. All legal questions should have that as an answer. I'm not an expert in YouTube's system, but some stuff you're allowed to use because they let you, and some they don't, and it just depends. All the games I play have music that is fine for YouTube, or I don't use it. Like for Geometry Dash, it's on a song-by-song basis. But I did get, somebody made a copyright claim against me the other day, but it just like annoyed me because it was like for a Minecraft song, and they just like said, "Hey, this is my song," and I'm like, "No, it isn't, because you're not this guy in any way. Like, you're allowed to use the Minecraft song." I'm like, I checked. Yeah, if you ever heard me talk while playing Geometry Dash about how stressful learning about the musics or whatever is, you know, that's it. But there's also like multiple kinds of copyright like problems, because if they just say, "Hey, that's my thing," but you're allowed to use it on YouTube, what they might do is put like what I think is called a claim on, where basically they put ads on your video and then, you know, they get the money for the ads on your video. But some, like, songs, you're not allowed to use it on YouTube at all. And they could have a video, you know, like removed. Because I can't think of any examples, but they are there, you know. Like, if a company... Because all the music that's on YouTube is under license specifically. Like, through Google, and then, like, it's all very complicated, right? But, that's why, like, if you, like, pick up a guitar and you, like, play a song... you don't have, and you put it on YouTube, you don't have to like figure out any other stuff. Like YouTube will just like, you know, let you do it and then distribute the money. But in general, you can't just do that. It's all very complicated. People have tried to make it simple, but yeah. Super Dean, there are actually a couple of other artists as well now in the modern era. They are called Kumi Tanioka. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say their name. And then there's also Aaron Sheroff, who has songs in this new update. But they would have been additional artists in just like the last couple of years. We're just gonna go ahead and make a chest here. Or rather in the water, because that's better. Are we gonna get a relic music today? That is a thing I should have been trying to do. You know, we were doing adventuring. Yeah, I want to just do a little bit of Nylium stuff here to make it, like, honest that we're doing this, and then, yeah, going to look for a relic disc could be nice. We also have to wait for night so that we can get gunpowder. We don't have any rockets. Oh, and we didn't bring bones. Yeah, we didn't really bring... Hello, Melissa. You made it. Indeed. Oh yeah, I mean it's awesome, isn't it? Like what a cool, weird, vibrant shade. Because you almost get like that very bluish, like you get in a river biome has a sort of bluer tint to the grass. Unless I'm thinking of a different one. But we didn't bring any bones. That's okay, because we're gonna brawl tonight. Hey, Anosa. Hey, Natasha. Oh, that's right. Nylium is a netherrack variant, and netherrack, in spite of being very soft, is a pickaxe material. I always forget. Because it disappears so quick, you know, you wanna... I actually really love the visuals of this block, this warped green nylium in the overworld. I like it a lot. I think it's gonna look really weird and cool by the water. I actually think, yeah, we could use like a combination of it and moss and stuff to make a really cool area that I think will scan as visually interesting, even from the air. You know, we'll work on these concepts. But what we're going to do right now is put our stuff here, go into the field where once we fought the Wither, and commit some acquisition of gunpowder. It's going to be great. And right there, I accidentally... tab out of the game while in a box. That does not automatically pause your game. I mean, it'd be fine. I know, you say, do I remember when you said you're going to 10 demons of Vishkopoli? I remember. You only did your 10 easy demons and you've got 2 mediums. Well, you know, have you given up? Because if you haven't given up, then all you're doing is making excellent progress. And if you have given up, then congratulations. Doesn't it feel good? Alright, there's gotta be creepers somewhere, and there are. Okay, I'm the worst. There we go, much better. When am I gonna put a flame enchantment on this bow? I've only been talking about it for like 2 human months and rather a lot of Minecraft days. Man, the Wither really messed stuff up. Oh yeah, I did think of another name for the guests, but I'm not gonna say it now. You know, the name will be declared when we pull the name tag out to put them on it. But it's such an excellent name that it's very surprising to me, especially with like the the frequency that I make general references about this topic. It's gonna be great. And I think I even know the color. Although that won't be a clue to the name unless you're very clever indeed. The color will be light blue, I think. But that's just, like, because of where they're gonna live. Alright, did those arrows just travel through his body? It's not important if they did, like, how impressive, right? I've got 2 gunpowder so far. This is gonna take years at this rate. Do creepers not want to spawn in sunflower meadows or something? That can't be true. They're menaces. They'll be everywhere. I love how many horses are here, though. That's excellent. Oh, yeah, I do need bones. I mean, I don't need them. I just didn't bring them. Alright, we're gonna look down. Ah, there's a creeper. Ha! Ha 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 ha! Get wrecked. So we hit him with one arrow and he was low HP. He shot us with an arrow and then he died to the thorns damage. Thus always to my enemies, right? Like, absolutely go and get some. Oh no, I have fallen down. It'll be okay. Beautiful. Every third-person arrow shot that I make, no matter how close range, is a moment of, like, joy and pride for me. Headshot. And I gotta be more positive about zombies now, since they are, after all. Yes, Death Moon is my hardest. It may always be my hardest, you know. It's hard to know the future. Some people say they can. I don't know every person, but in general, if someone tells you they can tell the future, they are lying to you. They are probably trying to get something from you. Again, there might be a person out there that can tell the future, but I haven't personally met them. But the band Bright Eyes helpfully tells us, if you want to see the future, just stare into a cloud. Alright, so we'll need to find a trial, not a trial ruin, a trail ruin, a trail ruin, trail. I'm just doing the ROADs bit, you know, what are you gonna do? Hey, look, a spider rider! That reminds me of the excellent song by Man Man, Spider Cider. If y'all don't know Man Man, they're very weird, and there's not really a reason you would have heard of Man Man, but they're awesome, and I like them a lot. And then, so it's on 6 Demon Bag? Yeah, Spider Cider is. They're a deeply strange and wonderful band, Man Man is. That's the word man with a space, and then the word man again, by the way. I've seen them live on a few occasions. Wonderful and deeply weird show. They have a bunch of really good records. 6 Demon Bag's probably my favorite of them, but a bunch of good stuff. But anyway, if you want to rock out to some Spider Cider, that is one of the high points of early mid-period Man Man, in my opinion. Because, man, you know, now that I'm very old, I'm like, that Man Man record that came out. Yes, Evan. Man is the name of the band. They've been around for a long time. They changed the tolerance of arrows. If they're close to any name in them, or it's just miss. So like the hitboxes are more. Because it definitely felt like I was making, or rather missing shots I would otherwise make. I thought it might have been because I like uncapped my FPS the other day, because that person asked me to, and I am, you know, easily bullied. Evan, I don't know why it held your Man for spamming, but I do know why it held that for spamming. And I encourage you not to make my life harder by making me look every time it holds a weird thing like that. It might have been an accident, in which case that's alright. But it also probably did it because of the frequency of saying cheese. Again, these are all things that YouTube does automatically. But I do have to look at them when I get a message. I don't have to, I can ignore it. In 2 seconds I'll be alive? I'm not alive right now, man. I'm a figment of my own imagination. This is all just done with mirrors. Whoops. I really thought that was gonna work. Still alive. You call this living? No, I only joke. I call this living. You know, I spent, not to get at all heavy, but I spent like so much of my life being so unhappy. And I really like just like being able to hang around and do this now. I never thought I was gonna feel this good regularly. Because I actually have a really good time making these terribly low effort videos. And as I'm probably only gonna get to live for like 6,000 or 7,000 more years, it is good to do things that I enjoy while I'm here. I guess we kind of need to figure out if gas can be struck by lightning. I'm just gonna say I hope they can't, and you know, we'll affect their reincarnation in the event that we learn that they definitely can. Man, we're definitely gonna need to go back to the Nether and get just so much more of this stuff. But that's right. I also need to get like unbreaking on my Silk Touch pick because I didn't. Do I really want to like roll an unbreaking 3 librarian? It is so boring. But I also need flame for my bow. I guess I could do both of those things at once, or rather one of those things, and then afterward another one of those things. Starship Troopers, yes. Visionary voice got Day of Ascension. Oh, nice. And you read the intro in that voice. Okay, yeah, now you get it. Okay, yeah. So Starship Troopers by Heinlein. Yes, I am familiar with the book and the movie. Yeah, definitely, yeah. So, 40K is sort of like Starship Troopers plus Dune is another, like, very, very big influence. To the point where, you know, you have the God Emperor and Dune, and, like, the past for this, like, the artificial intelligence wars and stuff. They're not by the same author or anything. Heinlein had a bunch of really solid works. He's sort of fallen out of favor in the modern fan community of science fiction because he was like... how to say this. He became a person of dubious morality as his fame grew, allegedly. Anyway, Highland turned into kind of a jerk, but you know, I'm not like an expert on it. That's just what happened. But yeah, no, Starship Troopers, good stuff. As with a lot of satire, it's been regularly misunderstood by people to, like, you know how any work of art that, like, contains a concept will have people that don't understand that it's critical of that concept. It happens a lot with Starship Troopers, and with some other stuff, you know, in the same general, space. It's like people will look at a thing and they'll be like, oh, that's cool. And I'm like, no, you're supposed to not like that. Oh, the streamlights do generate with it. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, I planted that in. Okay, and you can bone meal the thing around for, glorious. Oh man, they're getting so tall. And that one is not getting so tall. You know, we'll leave it as a monument to the fact that they're not all beautiful trees, but they're all very important. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we are talking once again. Love it. Yeah, we're just gonna continue on with this a bit. We're gonna run out of material soon enough. Obviously, we do still need to go back to there, obviously. It's very obvious that I don't have enough guests yet. Any casual, or indeed savvy observer would be able to note that. Yeah, exactly after saying they're getting so tall. That's how they get you, you know. I guess we got, like, the actual tallest one would go, followed by technically a tree. Ooh, Alright, now we're fine. I did not realize. We're all good. Okay. So, although we can't create more nylium, we can get free mushrooms for the trees, so... Oh yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Glorious! Look how tall. Best tree. Look how tall! A totally normal way to talk about trees. Look how tall. But, I mean, to reiterate, look how tall! Good stuff. Get another night here and just have another round of creeper fighting. Alright. We can do a red one, but not like directly next to that one. At a certain point in this, it's going to expose my lack of grasp of color theory, because I will have, oh yeah, look how cool, look how tall. Lovely. It's going to expose, because I'm going to be like, alright, here, and then we'll put, you know, the lime gas next to an orange one, and then it'll turn out that that doesn't work. You know. Here? Yeah, here. These trees aren't nearly as pretty as the ones in the warped forest, but you don't have to tell them that I said that. You can tell them that they're beautiful no matter what I say, and that my words can't bring them down. But if you're a tree and you're red, I mean, actually, it's probably more interesting than being green in this world, but not in the Minecraft world. Depends on the color green, I guess. Alright, why am I doing this at nighttime? I'm supposed to go get gunpowder. I remember. Remember. That word's doing a lot of work in this sentence. You know, why don't we just not have the red mushrooms on us so there's no point in being over here? That's alright. You know, it's already pretty nice. I'm being attacked? How dare they? Alright, everything's better now. Like, no, we should be taking these things because we're going to get more of them, so it doesn't matter. Alright. Yeah, to battle. Whoops. I thought that would work. Oh, no, because the second swing wasn't strong because it was recharging. I'm under attack! The worst thing about enemies that are wearing armor is that they can drop it and then you pick it up and then you have an inventory space taken up by their armor. You know, that looks cool, but what if there was, like, a lot more of those trees? I bet that would be nice, too. Oh, almost. I get into flying mode and then fly directly into the block right in front of my face a couple times. Elite. Build a giant one in the middle of a forest, one of them. Yeah, you know, because... You know, now, Natasha, now I know what I have to do. So you remember in my peaceful world where I built the giant tree house made out of giant trees? Well... After all, why shouldn't I do it? All we'll have to do is get a whole bunch of resources. And I have nothing but time. As an immortal person, nothing but time. Nice. Not that I shot the final arrow. But you know, the other ones, they were nice. Oh, Evan, there's one Geometry Dash stream where people memed about standing up for a bit. It wasn't like a super long running thing. People had fun with it for a bit, though. Dude thought he could hide from me? Oh no. Not when I'm on a gunpowder hunt. Tashi say giant trees when you don't know what else to do or you go to. You know, they should be mine too. I do like trees. Yeah, well, no, so to be more precise, they suggested to someone else that they do that. They weren't joking about themselves doing that. And anyway, not ideal. But yes, you do remember all of the context of the whole thing. And now that you said that part, I remember which stream it was in too. I forget the level. It would have been Electrodynamics or Hexagon Force. Nice weather. Oh, man, no, so maybe it is where you are, so... Yeah, I don't want to complain about the weather. I'm old. Yeah, Evan, same here, man. Same here. I took a nice long nap in the middle of the day tonight, and I go outside at 9:15 p.m. and then I'm just like, right punched in the face with the misery of it. It reminded me of being young. Because as I bring up all the time, I grew up there were no houses between my house and the bayou. So it's the same temperature as here, but next to a swamp. So just absolute miserable humidity. And of course, since I had goats, we didn't milk them at 9 at night. It was more 6. But oh man, because I work in a restaurant, right? And although today I didn't work to the night, the nights I work at night when the weather's like this, you close down and finally things are getting a little cool because your ovens and stuff aren't on, and then all of a sudden you go outside and it's still 90 freaking degrees Fahrenheit. Because of course it was, I don't know how hot it got today, probably just 102 or 103. No, so, oh, yeah, these are the guests, so we'll talk a little bit about them. This is Cornelius Vandergast. He is a member of the crime family. But the other ones, so we've got lots of them. We're getting 16 total ones. We're gonna have the Council of Overworld Ghasts. They'll be color-coded, and they have fun names. They'll all be named eventually. Like this purple one is Agastus, and then we have Bat Gastmobile, a particularly wonderful name. And then, of course, here we've got Gorman, Gorman Gast. Good old Gorman. We love our Gorman Gast. And they are going to principally hold court over this valley here. This will be the Valley of the Ghasts. And, they'll each have a have a section around here. So, we're terraforming this, and then we'll just do little blocks and whatnot that are more... Oh yeah, I didn't explain. They're different than the normal gas. They're happy. There's a whole life cycle thing you do. They have blocks that generate in, soul sands or something. But yeah, so you get the little blocks. You make them out of gas tiers, or you can find the blocks. Gas tiers is also. Then you put them into water, and after 20 minutes, they turn into the smallest and cutest happy gastling you've ever seen in your life. And then after 20 more minutes, it becomes a full-fledged gastling. Say hello to Mr. Pump, everybody. Wait, wool? Have I always known you can make string into wool? I guess I wouldn't have cared. I can only imagine a very few moments when it would matter. Like, if you literally had no sheep, but you had spiders and you needed one bed. Bedrock got hardcore, not this last update, the one before that maybe, or the one before that. It was while I was playing the game, but it wasn't like yesterday or anything. Alright, Alright, so what are we doing now? Garuda does approve your profile picture. Yeah, yes, Mr. Pump, indeed. He is named for a golem from the Terry Pratchett book, Going Postal, which is a very awesome book. This guy who's like a criminal, he's about to be executed, and instead they like fake his execution. He wakes up in the patrician of the city's office, and the guy's like, I want you to run the post office. And the guy's like, you what? And then he runs the post office. It's a very funny book. But in it, his parole officer is a golem, Pump 19, who he calls Mr. Pump. Garuda! Some seeds for Garuda. Alright, so we... No, it doesn't need to go in there. We need Unbreaking 3 on this pick. I don't know a simple way to make it happen. I seriously doubt I already have a book of it around, because I used to have one once upon a time, but I already used that on the Elytra like ages ago. Because without Unbreaking, this Silk Touch pick is gonna crack in like no time, right? I guess we can just do it some and try not to break it. Anyway, I've got a Silk Touch. It's only gonna be what, like 100. It's only gonna cost like 100 emeralds to remake it if we do accidentally it. So whatever, it'll be fine. If I put the sunflower down here, I don't have to put it into an inventory. Why do we have a potato? We can eat it later. That'll be fine. All right. Yeah, we need more green blocks, so might as well go acquire some. Because even if we just get a few hundred, that'll be fine. Let's go ahead and get our nether prep. No, another potion is traditional. Alright, good to go. I'm like, why do I have the spyglass on me? You know, we're gonna put it where it belongs. Like wouldn't that be a sight? If I actually put things where they were supposed to go. Or wait, no, we didn't need to go to the nether. I mean, we're gonna go, though. I'm stuck between objectives. We'll probably go and try to get Relic a different day. Alright. Alright, these guys are about to annoy me. Like, are they better now? No, because now it's just right there. Yeah, I'm gonna solve this. I'm gonna deal with this somehow. Is it gonna be by building a bridge? No. Alright. Now we have moved the current, and these idiots can go somewhere else. Like, where are they even trying to get to? Like, I thought I removed all the beds from this house. They shouldn't even be, like, block motivated to go here. Whatever. They can probably get home from there. Except that guy who wants to stay there. I should build him a house in the Nether. He wants to go so bad. Bye, Anissa. Have a good night. Nope. Good news. I've just gone back to the very beginning again because, of course, anytime you try to find the simplest, most available fighting paths, you'll inevitably end up right where you started out, which is where we are again right here. I thought I could have at least seen a ghast. Nope. Ha-ha! Yeah! See that sick flying move? I didn't need to do it, but you know, it went well. Did we get one? Ah, there it is. 3 tiers. Excellent. Excellent. Oh, look at this little guy. He was so stuck. Well, now he's free. Here's this very excellent platform that sometimes the piglins live on. We totally might build one like that for the ghast to fly around. Speaking of the ghasts. Get wrecked. Green mushroom, don't mind if I do. Let's just get some red nylium. I'm under attack? Very brave and very stupid piglin. Alright, I'm no longer under attack. That's all been sorted out. Aghast. But where? It sounds very close. Clean. That was actually a deflection kill. We got another disc. Which we don't need. Need to quit running into walls if I don't have a totem. I mean, ideally I would quit running into walls altogether, but you know, you gotta work at your own pace. Yeah. Finally got the aerial kill over the lava where we grabbed the gas tier. I mean, we didn't like dive down and get it, so not very heavy metal, but still very cool. Hey, there we go. I was like, I bet this is, and it is. This is exactly where we found the last nether biome for the advancement. Because I was like, I bet if I'm flying in this direction, I'll find the first one I found here, because I was annoyed and I left. But we're gonna acquire some of this green nylium. And by some, I mean rather a lot. As we've conclusively demonstrated, the red nylium will be considerably easier to come by. I mean, not least because the biome by the nether portal is inside of one. I want to say my first ever nether entry was into a warped forest, though, if memory serves. In my survival world, I think the nether portal right by my spawn that I built opens up into one. But I don't know if that was the first nether portal I ever went into. It's been a long time. I've played a lot of Minecraft in the last year. It all kind of bleeds together. Alright, so if we like go through this wall, are we gonna find something green? Nope. Like, after all of that to find the trees, where are they? Is 67 in the nether high? I never know. In the regular world, it would be like sea level. I just desperately want to know where I am. Still says it's the warped forest. There's the peaceful whooping of an Enderman. There we go. Hey guys, we found a massive gathering of Endermen. Oh my god, there's so many of them. I think we're, like, safe here, but yeah. Alright, well. Man, imagine accidentally popping out that wall and not being in good gear. Oh, man. Gonna have a bad time. Probably under one. Yeah, I knew because that we were at that part. I was just like, do I go straight through? About to pop a totem. Yep. It's all fine. I recognized too late that the elytra was there. But you know, what are you gonna do? That's why you gotta have the totems on. Oh, it made my blood run cold for a second though. I made sure that I had the totem on before I worried about swapping it over. I knew I wasn't in danger, but it definitely made me sweat. Alright, well. Wait, you get fire resistance? Oh, I don't guess I knew that. Well, now I know if I pop a totem in the lava, I have a little bit of time. Anyway, you know, that's why if you don't have a shield, and you're wearing an elytra while an Enderman punches you. Man, there are a lot of them here, huh? My goodness, they are all over it. I guess you could try to find one of these to farm the eyes for running the game, but I'm sure it's not fast enough. I'm sure it's not fast enough because people don't talk about doing it, and that means I know it's not fast enough. Yeah, just a bonkers amount of Endermen. I guess it's probably normal for this area, but it seems like a whole lot. Because we must have popped, like, you know, 6 or 7 there. Oh, look at this tree. It's a big, weird one. This inspires me to make one with a bunch of saplings, mushrooms right next to each other. Oh, look at this one. It's even weirder and larger. Love it. Alright. Well, let's get to cracking. Before the bastions. That makes sense, because Pickle Trading hadn't always been in the game, but I guess I don't know when the other stuff was in, right? Because once upon a time, Piglin may not have even existed, right? Because, like, the Bastion happened after Fortresses happened, or did they happen at the same time? Because the Ender Dragon wasn't always in the game. The still touch durability. Ah, yes, thank you. You know, I probably won't, but now that I've said it and you've said it, we can laugh about it if I break it. Bastions for after fortresses, yeah, that makes sense. Because you would need the blazes for the blaze powder for all of those tie-ins, but the Bastion is really only a place to get gold reliably, right? Because while you could get the same amount of gold blocks-ish in an underwater monument, it's so much more intensive to do that. Before the Nether update, it was just deserts at night. And it was warped for a while there, because the warped forests they like to be in. Okay. Because I know in, like, in the ancient history, you could get ender eyes from villager trading, and that used to be the way that they got them once upon a time. Because people would... I'm trying, like, I've seen a video on this. Like, they would want, like, a savannah village so they could blow up the houses with TNT to get sticks to trade for the pearls or something. Something like that. Because I guess in the savannah, there's way more stuff you can make sticks whenever you break the houses in the savannah villages, and there's more stone in other ones or something. Something like that, I think. I should go back and watch the videos on Minecraft speedrunning now that I've played Minecraft. I bet I could learn a lot more than I did back whenever I watched them and I hadn't. Speaking of videos for games, did y'all see Summoning Salt dropped a new video the other day? The history of Super Smash Bros. Melee Break the Targets records, or rather this one specific era of them. It was a good watch. It was a good watch. Water mine is promising too, but only one got that way, yeah. Because you would have to go in, you would have to crack the Elder Guardians, and then, I mean, having milk in a bucket to clear the debuff, not that big a deal, but it just seems like, yeah. Because if you find a Bastion really fast, that'll always be quicker, probably. And I know they can find them fast. Or rather, if they don't find them fast, they can figure out that they're not going to find them fast and reset, something along those lines. And it may seem like I'm getting, you know, rather more of this block than I need. Well, yeah, that's more than I need for this project, but I'm already here. Also, the Silk Touch pick does not want to break. Alright. Now we're done. I mean, with this. We're not like done. People resets when they die in the end. Well, you know, do what you gotta do. That shulker is not full of garbage, so we will fill it with more garbage. Not the gas tiers, those aren't garbage. I mean, none of this is garbage, this is all the objective. I think if they break a shulker, it just turns into a shulker. But I've never had a mob break one. Alright, we actually need... to leave now. Do we fly back? I mean, we could. We could try. We could wear an elytra while we're walking through this area with a lot of Endermen. Since I'm not going to use a shield, I don't even carry one with me anymore. We could also just get another portal and leave, and then find more stuff on our way out. Yeah, they are whooping all around, huh? Alright, it's fine, we'll just... Alright, you're probably wondering how I got down here. You stopped paying attention, Super Dean? Well, so did I for a second there. I've had a couple big attention deficits here, you know. Popping a totem, not ideal. Not ideal. I only have so many. I might have to go find another woodland mansion before too long. I love all the places in the map where you can find where it's like, I don't even remember what was going on, but I could tell you what was going on. I was like, something upset me right here, and I was like, I'm getting out of the nether now. I don't care how far away from home I am. Classic me moments. Man, that was a little bit of a flight there. Worked out okay. Right into the lava stream. Good stuff. Fortunately, though, we are already back home. The lodestone compass doing its good work. Oh, that's annoying. I was like, man, it did the sound after we landed. I thought we had avoided it cursing me with the sound, but it was not to be. Alright. Which direction takes me home on this highway? Like, what's the point of a highway? Yay, there we go. A firefly. Indeed. That reminds me, I need to see about a mod to remove that, or rather, just see if I can just remove that sound from the game files, or a mod that changes what it's classified as. Because I love the fireflies, but I cannot abide that buzzing. Oh man. The other day, when I thought my speakers were messed up, I figured out what it was. It was just like a software thing. So basically, sometimes my computer won't auto-detect, like, whenever I, turn off the speakers, if they're on, and it'll be like, you're still connected, and then if I, manually change the sound to a different input, sometimes it, is wrong afterward. I don't know why. But it's really annoying. So it's like, if I open the media player with it on one system and then I change it over, then it hiccups the whole time or whatever. Anyway, I determined this by testing afterward. If I had known beforehand, I wouldn't have thought my stuff was broken. Texture pack that removes the fire and the sound. Well, I like the fire, I just don't like the sound. Oh, of getting hit by fire? Yes, I should. I was talking, you said fireflies the joke, and then I started thinking about the literal fireflies, but yeah, you know, because I do hate the sound. I mean, it's fine twice. Even 3 times. But it goes on too long. A seed for Garuda. Hello, Mr. Pump. Man, that was so close to having enough for one more. It's fine. You said you're about to record a good video? Well, awesome. Good luck with it. I hope it achieves your dreams. So we can take all this junk out there. We don't honestly need the roots at all because they grow from bone meal, but we might as well take them. Yes, indeed. The guests need to grab some emeralds. Come here, Borges. For I require more name tags. Oh no! Not the Librarian of Looting too. Alright, get back in there. Thought I heard phantoms. Oh well. Oh my god, that's right. This is like the internal wall. Did I really use all the glass? Oh, making bottles for things, I guess. Makes sense. A little more seeds for Garuda. And look at the smiling guest. Accept your name! Alright. He doesn't think that's his name. To you, smiling guest, come, accept your name! Alright, there we go. He's got it. Alright, so this guest's name is Dialpengast, which means the mountain guest, and I thought we would give him a little council spot, and then we would make a couple of mountain goats over there, and so it's like a little mountain goats joke, because you know me, I'm always talking about the mountain goats, so he's the mountain guest. But I thought doing it in a silly fake German thing, because Alpen is like alpine, it's like the root, and like it's the German prefix for it. And I was like, the deflator mouse joke that I kept making, I was like, why not Die Alpengast? And I was like, yes, this is perfect. The Batgastmobile and Die Alpengast, together they will be the fake German names for ghasts. Which I'm pretty sure Gast isn't even the German name for ghost. I think it's like, like Geist or something. But, ultimately unimportant. Since I'm not going to look it up, I don't care. I'm doing it because it's funny. I figured light blue would be good, because we would make a little mountain goats-ish area over here eventually, and make, like, some snow and ice and stuff like that. We'll just drop them over here right now, It's nice, because the council doesn't have its own areas yet, so they can all hang out with the Gastus's area. And that reminds me, I wanted to decorate his thing a little bit. I already know what I need to do for him. My decoration in my house gave me an idea for him, and of course I should already have a whole bunch of purple wool. Well, that's just 12. Alright. So we should have a bunch of purple wool. not enough purple wool. It's not remotely enough purple wool. Maybe I'll have a bunch in a box somewhere. Alright, now we're mended up a little bit. You can always dye wool again? Oh, okay, what is that? Yeah, I just need, like, I would need a... I'm not making a purple harness, I've already got one. I need to make, like, a lot of purple blocks placed onto the ground. Because we're gonna make, like, a big fake throne for Augustus to sit on. A big ol' wool throne over there. Not, like, immense, you know. But like how I have like the wool thing in the corner there, or I guess because that's itself is inspired by the Woodland Mansion having similar things in it. $36. I mean, we might be able to make a shell of one out of that. There's got to be way more than that somewhere, but where? It's like, yes, why don't I just go around and look at my chest? That won't make me upset. There's got to be more. Where would it be? Ah, there would it be. It would be in the depths. Probably. Because we would have moved it down there in order to make a bunch of beds. Probably. Nope. I don't think you get very much wool from killing sheep. You know, you're supposed to shear them if you want the wool. Well, you know, we'll work on it. It'll be a wonderful wool throne with big ol' arms, and then he won't sit on it because he's a ghast. Better to dye him purple. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could get the allium and dye him purple for that. It's like a Anyway. We'll work on it. Oh no. It's like midnight, and I haven't finished my energy drink. Do I throw it away, or do I drink it anyway? I think I just drink it anyway, yeah. I was having so much fun playing Minecraft, I forgot to have my energy drink. I mean, I did take a nap for like, 3 hours in the middle of the day, so... Glorious. Strange and perfect. Crunch. Might end up looking a little too busy. If it is, we can cut them down and then use the wood to make a bigger tree. Nah, it looks fine. A bunch of density right by the water will be okay, and then like as we expand out into more of it, we can get more space. Because there it almost looks like, yeah, very dense. Probably too dense. We'll make it work. It'll be fine. Yeah, I think we overdid it. So, sort of put him in a minecart. Better keep him away from all the other ones. Yeah, for sure. You know, they won't like that. I mean, Agastus is always going to be the least popular of all the Agasts, right? Because they're going to see their role as, you know, like a democratic council of Ghasts, and he's always going to want to be, you know, the emperor about it, and they're going to be like, really, Agastus? Really? Just like they should have done to Octavian. No, we're not talking about Octavian today. It is much better. It was much too dense. Not with the trees, you know, so much as visually with the wart blocks or whatever, but trimming some space between them will be nice enough, and then we'll yeah, much better. Because, you know, being able to see through the forest is an important part of the beauty of the forest. There's still rather too much density at a couple of points, but it's still a lot better. Because again, if you can't see through the forest to the surrounding outsides, then it's just, you know, density for its own sake. That's right, and the warped planks are like green. They're not like the red ones. They're very awesome. Well, we'll get around to it later. Look, what's bad about the Nether is that everything is too red, and there's not a nice sky, and you can't see around. This doesn't have any of those problems. There's an appropriate amount of red, the sky is there, and you can see around. Now these are the blocks that are like the leaves of the trees, but visually it doesn't have to look like that, you know, when it's under the water. And in fact, yeah, because we can make it, it'll look more like it's sort of, you know, trying to have the mushroom part of it overtaking through the bottom. I think that could be nice visually. And if not, they break very quick. But I think just a little bit of the water being there will be cool, and then we can do like sort of like a whole like greenish, bluish sort of riverbed coming out. I actually think it'll visually scan quite well. Yeah, it's awesome. It doesn't look like it's the same thing as the trees, you know, it just looks like a nice deep, you know, bluish green thing, so I think that'll be a nice little thing there. Yeah, I think this is very, very promising. Like, no, we can't just start putting random trash here. We could. We can. We know how. Yeah, putting the blue dye onto a piece of wool and putting it in the water is the exact same as not messing it around it. Superdine, you say, am I streaming on one thing or two? I don't think I understand the question. Wonderful. Nothing like midnight energy drinks. I used to do this all the time, but then I would stay up too late, and the loud clicking of my hands on the keyboard would be unacceptable for my living situation. So now I don't normally, but I mean, what are you gonna do? You gotta finish what you started. You don't. You can quit anytime you want. Never let anybody tell you that you can't quit. Anti-motivational speeches. Oh, you ask if I'm also only on Hero Shorts? No, I only stream on YouTube. This is my only account. Baby Gaslings! Look everyone, they have returned! Look at him smiling there. What a happy little guy. Bye, Superdine. What another happy little guy. Yeah, we're about to be ending the stream here, but thanks for hanging out. Some weird mushrooms for the mooshes, you know, just a little bit more decoration. We need to finish what we were starting with, the whole like wall with the underground blah 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 for the mooshes, but you know, we all like to work at our own pace, right? Day 582. Man, time flies, right? Like, well, really, I would have to look and see, but I feel like the last, like, 200 days of, like, day 400 to now have been, like, quicker than the earlier parts of it. But maybe I probably played, like, a lot when the world was first going. I don't really remember. It was a long time ago. And by I don't remember, I just mean I don't recall the specifics of it. I remember rather a lot of playing the world. Because on day like 402 or whatever, that's when I had the idea to do the river. And from there, you know, I've just been having nothing but ideas. Because I had sort of ran out of them for a while. I also hadn't been, you know, trying to have them, but... And in this update, you know, there's gonna be so much work we can do just with, like, the council and making all of that good. Or as good as I can make it, you know, so it'll be a long time of being engaged, I think. Unless something else distracts me, you know, that can happen too. I am a distractible guy. You say you're gonna dip to hardcore, you'll die on day 5. Maybe, you know, whenever I started, I was dying on day 1 or 2. Usually day 1. And look at me now. 582. The only way to get better at it is to do it. And maybe that's not true. Maybe there's lots of ways to get better at it, and doing it is only one of them. But I think playing hardcore is the only way to get better at hardcore, although a little bit of theory wouldn't hurt. When it comes down to it, only, you know, only study and practice will improve your possibility of success. But, no, I mean, look, this game, hardcore is easy once you're geared. The fact that I'm playing so casually all the time, like, I have totems of resurrection, multiple ones. You know, I'm in full armor with Prot 16. I've got a perfect sword. You know, like, I haven't used a shield in like 400 days. If you don't have a shield and you don't have armor, skeletons will kill you in 3 shots. You can very easily walk onto a beach and a skeleton will like walk out from under a tree and shoot you and you're toast. There's a lot of ways to die in an early game of hardcore. Once in a very promising world, I laid down for a night inside of like a village, walked around a wall, and a creeper blew me up, you know. But it can be very rewarding whenever things work out. And honestly, you know, I often wonder how the arc of my my Minecraft play would have gone if it hadn't been for me embracing hardcore when I did. And I know I'm walking out of the house with a disc, but we just need to give Hank a pork chop, and we're going right back. Good old Hank. Let's say hello to Doug. Good old Doug. Who's a good Doug? Oh, Mooshy Smalls loves the new weird mushrooms. Look, they're hanging out. Baby Moosh. The Mooshes. What valuable members of our society. How to survive hardcore, build a base as soon as possible, get down in armor as soon as possible. Building a base is entirely unnecessary. There could be nothing less important in the whole game than building a base to surviving in hardcore. Just let me tell you that right now. You don't need one. The only thing you need to know is if the sun is out. You need to build torches and get light coverage around and know if the sun is out. Because if you're just careful about, like, digging a little hole in a wall, put a door up, a little torch, a base is meaningless. You don't even know where you want to live until you've got armor. But I would say much more important than that is a bucket and a shield. You want a bucket and a shield, and then you can be okay. I should make like a hardcore tutorial, and it's all just gonna be about like the best ways to find Garuda and like the best ways to acquire cats and like how to identify the ideal house in a town to take for your own, and how to make like a series of gates so that Garuda won't get outside, even though you could just build like a wool thing and walk over it, you know. The happy guests have grown, I believe. Very exciting times for the council. I don't even know how many guests we have now. It might be like 12 or 13 or 14. But anyway, the moon rises in the sky, and unfortunately, it is time to end the video. But I invite you all to sit, stand, or kneel for the playing of the national anthem, Pig Step by Lena Rain. Luca dances, we all dance. Yeah, because really, hardcore, you have to get a bed. A bed, food, and a shield. The absolute ideal is to spawn, you find an ocean or a village, and you just hang out there. But I'm sure there's better ways to play hardcore than mine, but hey, mine works. You can't argue with results, right? And if you go back and watch the very early hardcore videos that I did, which, you know, maybe you would enjoy them, I don't know. You can definitely see that I've learned a lot since then. But yeah, give it a try, you know. Dying on day 5 can be very instructive. I didn't even know how to check my days back then. But I didn't need to either. Once upon a time, someone's like, you should do a 100 days video. I think it was Renee, maybe? And I was like, I don't even know what that means. And they were like, look it up. And then I did, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. It was a good idea, though. I think it was before I had even lived for 100 days. But yeah, but that's all we've got for you right now. I wish I wasn't restricted by this ridiculous human body and I could just play video games constantly and never have to go to bed. Unfortunately, that is not the fate that I have fallen into. Although I am very much like a robot, I am not technically a robot. You know, the flesh is weak. Embrace machinehood. But anyway, good night, everyone. Good night, Natasha. Thanks for hanging out. Good night, Super Dean. Melissa, if you're still around. Evan, if you're still around. Appreciate y'all stopping by. And we all wish that Natasha. There's a sorry, I keep on saying that. Like, there's a specific Space Marine Legion who their whole thing, chapter Legion. You know, the flesh is weak, so they like replace their body with cybernetic implants and stuff. So that's all. If you ever hear me saying that specific thing, that's the reference there. You're gonna name your world Cheese, Super Dean. I think the name of this world is New World parentheses 1 close parentheses. Yeah, well, this was just called World, but the technical name is New World 1. Because New World 1, the previous one, I didn't delete before we started World 334. This world will get a different name if we ever die. But anyway, thank you guys so much. That's all for me today. Au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, adios, goodbye.